have finally decided what the new agency usage pricing per message is going to be. Super excited to be able to drop the total costs that you agencies are going to be paying when you account for token costs plus that 6 tenths of a cent from CloseBot by 40% on average. Actually, it's 38%. So we did our best for you guys, and I think we really were able to deliver. Four main reasons for this, and they're not all about price for you. Yes, we know price is super important, but our pillars are reliability and quality. And so when you look at reliability, this allows us to have a much more reliable platform when we manage the keys compared to you guys managing the keys. We've had a bunch of users who, when they upgrade to an agency plan or sometime in their journey being an agency, uh, their trust score with that AI provider is not high enough and they get rate limited when they start to bring on more and more clients. And what that means is AI that doesn't respond. And that's not what anyone wants. So this is going to make us much more reliable because we are managing the keys for you. Just one more thing we can take off your plate. The second, quality. When we were doing it where you would put in your API key for an AI provider, we had to use that AI provider for everything. And a lot of you guys prefer Anthropic or Gemini for the final response, but those are not very good, at least now, at parsing out information needed to update fields and book appointments, that kind of stuff. So, what we're able to do now that we have taken it out of the bring your own key area with us managing the key, we can use whatever AI system we want in those intermediary stages and then use your selected provider for the final response. What this means is you get the freedom to select whatever AI provider you want for the final reply, and we can do whatever we want in the in between phases to maximize quality. Really excited about that. I'm going to leave price for last. The next one is compliance. Any system that allows you to bring your own key when you decide to bring your own key, that is no longer HIPAA compliant. So if you need a HIPAA compliant system and you are plugging your API key in or your client's API key in to make something work, you are out of HIPAA compliance, and you and ultimately the platform you're using can get in trouble for that. HIPAA compliance is self regulated, so it's up to us to make sure that we are doing the right thing, and we are going to do the right thing here. Therefore, since we want to um, make sure we're on track for our HIPAA compliance that will be done in Q1, we're under contract, by the way, working with Evanta on this HIPAA compliance as well as other compliance metrics. Um, we need to make this changeover to make sure we're utilizing our own keys. Last, pricing. Previously, not only was it more complex to estimate your pricing because you would have to estimate token costs, now it's going to be cheaper as well and simpler. It's a 1.2 cent per message flat fee that you will be paying to CloseBot as an agency that you can rebill to your client through CloseBot, compared to what we were seeing on average was a 1.4 cent per message token costs paid to OpenAI, Anthropic, Gemini. That was the average. And on top of that, there was the $0.006 or 6 tenths of a cent to CloseBot, coming out to 2 pennies per message. So this is a huge decrease in pricing for you. Now, a note, if you guys were grabbing the API key from your client and plugging in an AI provider for that client and not using the rebilling, you're going to want to make a change and do a rebilling on the per message pricing to your client, since we will no longer be using the key and we will be using our own key. All the billing is going to come through CloseBot. You will no longer accrue any billing through your AI provider of choice. Things to keep in mind. Go to our blog if you have questions. If you need, go to our homepage, scroll all the way down, click blog. The latest blog goes in depth about all this stuff that I'm discussing here. There's also a link in there where you can schedule for our Friday Q&A session with me. It'll be a live session where you guys can ask any questions you want and I will answer. There's also a video recording in there, pretty much going through the same thing I went through just right now. If you want to hear that video, that's in there as well. Okay, we're here for you. We're continuing to make all of these updates as fast as we can because we have other things that we want to release for you guys that rely on this kind of stuff. Some people may be thinking, man, why couldn't you give us more time? And ideally, we would be able to give you more time. But the fact of the matter is, we have many really cool things we want to release this quarter that rely on us making this change for our infrastructure. So, in the essence of speed, quality, reliability, and ultimately the best price for you guys, we've decided to move as fast as possible on this. Okay. Thanks, everyone. If you have any questions, check out the blog first, and then you can ask them in the comments. Okay. Thanks. Bye.